So good afternoon everyone. This is the first lecture of nucleus. Before that we have covered atomic structure completely. So this is the first lecture of nucleus. First of all, I'd like to tell you nucleus was first discovered by Rutherford in his alpha scattering experiment. While Rutherford was doing alpha scattering experiment, guys, what he done, he has taken a thin gold foil and on this he bombarded alpha particle. So most of the alpha particle passed straight, some of alpha particle deflected by some angle, and few alpha particle will return back. So he concluded that since there is something positively charged inside the center of this atom, which is known as nucleus. So earlier it was known that nucleus has only positive charge inside it, but in 1932 James Chadwick discovered neutron in the nucleus, and for that his work of discovery of neutron, he got Nobel Prize in 1935. So nucleus actually contains, now after James Chadwick experiment, nucleus contains proton plus neutron that I have shown here. So proton plus neutron is inside the nucleus and electron revolves around the orbit. This is the thing which we have already discussed in both atomic model. So mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram, as you know that, and proton and neutron is approximately itna. Neutron is little bit heavier than proton. Neutron is 1.678 and proton is 1.673. So that's why I have taken 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kilogram. Proton plus neutron collectively known as nucleons. This things you have to know that proton is positively charged and neutron is neutral. So electron is 1 by 1840 times less heavier than that proton. So I can say that if you want to calculate mass number, you have to keep in mind that mass number is just collectively nucleons you have to calculate only. So mass number is denoted by term A. So you can write X is equal to Z comma A, where Z is its atomic number and A is mass number. So this is the way to represent a atom like this. Now guys, we have taken some definition like isotopes. You have already read these things in chemistry. Isotopes are those where atomic number is same but they have different mass number. Like I'm taking guys hydrogen H11, protium, this is protium, deuterium and tritium or tritium. So here it is 1 and 1, that means atomic number is 1. Z is 1 guys, Z tells you atomic number, this atomic number is 1. Mass number, I can say that here actually 1, here 2, here 3. So mass number 1, 2, 3 is different, na? So this is isotope. Similarly carbon 6, 14 and carbon 6, 12. So here mass number is 12 and 14, atomic number is 6 and 6. So this is isotopes. So atomic number same, mass number different. Isobar is same mass number but different atomic number. Like I have taken calcium and argon. Calcium is 2040 and argon is 1840. So their mass number you are looking same, atomic number is different. Isotone has same number of neutron guys. So I have taken one example, Hg 80 198 and Au 79 197. So when you say that guys, here neither Z or nor A, both is not same, but when you take the difference here, difference will be 98 only, and this difference is the number of neutron because A minus Z gives you the number of neutron. So I have calculated number of neutron is 98. So isotone are those where number of neutron is same. So these are isotones example. Now isodiaphers. So isodiaphers has same difference in neutron and proton. Like guys, you know that A minus Z is neutron minus Z is proton. So neutron minus proton is equal to A minus 2Z. So where A minus 2Z is same, that is isodiaphers. That is very important pairs guys. So I have taken one example of thorium 90 234 and uranium 90 238. You can see that guys, when you multiply by this 2, so difference when you calculate, this is 54, multiply by 2 and take the difference, this is 54. what I have done, guys, a minus 2z I am doing. So I am multiplying this by 2, 90 into 2, my 234 minus 9, 234 minus 180. So this you get 54. And similarly 92 into 2 means 2z, this minus 92 into 2 again got 54. Now guys, one most important thing about nucleus you should know that actually many scientists given many things theory about nucleus. So one of the scientists about Giger. So Giger did same alpha scattering experiment, but actually Giger calculated closest distance of approach when he has taken alpha particle having energy 5.5 million electron volt, and when he bombarded towards the gold foil, so he approximately calculated nucleus size is approximately less than this value 4 into 10 to the power minus 14, and you know that guys nucleus size is 10 to the power minus 15 approximately like that. So based on several experiment, it was found that all nuclei are made up of highly dense material called nuclear matter. So all nuclei is made up of identical this nuclear matter. The density of interior of every nucleus is same. So suppose guys they can ask you question which is already asked in JEE, ratio of density of calcium and magnesium, like that. Anything they can ask, don't confuse guys. This density inside nucleus or nuclear matter is same, so ratio is 1:1. So this type of question I will show you when I will take the question series. Now I will discuss all these things. So volume of nucleus is directly proportional to its weight or atomic mass. So guys, volume, actually nucleus is supposed to be spherical, so I have written volume is 4/3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of the nuclei. So 4/3 pi r cube is proportional to a. Can I say that r cube is proportional to a? So r is equal to r proportional to a to the power 1/3. I have taken cube root on both side. Cube root on both side if you take, so you will get the value r is equal to r naught a to the power 1/3, where r naught value is r naught is a constant value is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter. This you have to keep in mind. Or 1.2 Fermi, you can also say that this 10 to the power minus 15 is Fermi. So this is very important expression. JEE asked question 3 times based on this formula, r is equal to r naught a to the power 1/3. So they have given, suppose they have given this atomic weight is 125. So you have to calculate r. So this you know that guys, no, 125 to the power 1/3 into r naught. R naught value you can write 1.2 into 10 to the power 15 into this 5, cube root is 5. So this is 6 Fermi, because Fermi is 1 10 to the power minus 15. So 6 Fermi is the answer of that question of IIT JEE mains question. Okay. So nuclear force and stability of the nucleus. So guys, nucleons, as you know that, are the particle which is actually inside the nucleus. So I have just written nucleons are bounded in a small volume, in very small volume, that is nucleus. Nucleus is very small, so nucleons are bound in very small volume. This is, there are two types of forces exist inside a nucleons, inside a nucleus. One is electrostatic force. So what happens guys, inside electron, proton and neutron is there, na? Proton and neutron is there. So number of protons, actually these protons repel each other by electrostatic repulsion. So one force is electrostatic repulsion between proton and proton, because neutron is neutral, so neutron will not contribute in this electrostatic force of repulsion or electrostatic force. The second force is nuclear force guys, which is very important, and this nuclear force is very important to deal with in this nucleus chapter. Nuclear force, irrespective of the nature of the particle like proton or neutron, they are always attractive. This between proton and proton, always attractive nuclear force will act. Even electrostatic force may be repulsive, but nuclear force never be repulsive. Between proton and proton also nuclear force is attractive. So I have written guys, nuclear force, it is independent of charge nature. It is always attractive, no matter proton and proton, attractive nuclear force, neutron and proton, attractive nuclear force, neutron and neutron, attractive nuclear force. Now guys, this nuclear force, the limitation of this nuclear force is they are strong force but very short range force. So you are seeing here I have made a nuclei where this is proton, proton, neutron. So this and proton exerting on each other electrostatic repulsion first and nuclear attraction with both. But guys, these proton and proton are not applying nuclear force because they are not in the range of this one Fermi. So only the neighboring proton can exert nuclear attractive forces, but repulsion is by all the proton. This proton repel, this proton repel, this proton repel, this will repel. So guys, when nucleus is small, nucleus size is small, this nuclear force is dominating over this electrostatic force and keeps nucleus stable. But what happens guys, as size of nucleus increases, the strength of nuclear force goes on decreasing because the nuclear force is not a long range force, but electrostatic force dominates over this nuclear force, and that's why heavier nuclei liable to break, and that is why radioactive decay takes place in these things. So I have written guys, in case of smaller nuclei, nuclear force dominates, as I discussed, over electrostatic repulsion, and nucleus are relatively stable. But for larger nuclei guys, electrostatic repulsion dominates over attractive nuclear force. For larger nuclei, electrostatic force will dominating over attractive nuclear force. So guys, I can say that they are liable to break. Now binding energy and other thing I will discuss in next class. So today I am stopping here. So thank you everyone.